Hello, everybody. It's story time. Hi, everybody. Moo. Wow. Hey, Cooper, guess what? You still have light bulbs on your mask. You like Christmas? Moo, I do. Oh, that's so cool. You know what? You better ask Miss Kayla to make you a new mask. I bet you she will. Moo. Oh, you like that mask? Okay, never mind then. All right, Annie, how are you today? Oh, I'm doing really good. Thank you, Mrs. Tagg, for asking. Mrs. Tagg? Yes, Annie? I hear we're talking about viper snakes today. We are, Annie. We're going to talk about viper snakes. You know what? I should probably take my mask off so you can see how my mouth goes when I say that sound. Viper snakes. Oh, my goodness, I'm not too thrilled about snakes, but I guess that works for the letter B. Moo. Well, let's start singing so we can get going. Moo. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, the more we get together, together, together. Oh, the more we get together. Moo, 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 moo. For your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. Oh, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. I see Liv and Liz and Levi and Jameson and Addison and Tessa and Lily and Madeline and Lauren and Zoe and Cooper and Allie and Maeve and Eli and Colin and Jacoby and Emily and Alethea and Joshua and James and all the kids. I see the mommies and daddies and anybody else who's watching today. 'Cause the more we get together, the happier we'll be. Yay! Thanks, Mrs. Tagg. You're welcome, Annie. You too, Cooper. Moo. Hey, Cooper, you still look all nice and fuzzy from your bath. I know. I think he smells good, too. All right, you guys get down on the ground. Okay. Yeah, but Mrs. Tagg, what? You have a picture of a viper snake here? Okay, then you guys sit over there. There is a book down there about a viper snake. It's actually called Snakes. I'm going to show you a couple pictures about snakes, then I'll read you my ABC book. A snake right here has a long tongue. Snakes use their tongue so they can smell. Believe it or not, they go and they pick up scents. They smell things in the air. I want to show you a picture of a viper snake. It's kind of a little picture, and what is interesting about this picture is you can really see his viper. He's got big fangs in the front, and those big fangs in the front of his mouth, his teeth, he bites into things, and in those fangs there's poison. And don't worry, there are not any viper snakes who live in Coopersville, so you do not need to worry about them. But this book is a non-fiction book. It means it's not fake, it's real. All the pictures in this story and all the information in this story is about real snakes. Maybe you'll want to come to the library and get a book about real snakes. This is one that's huge. That's the longest snake in the world. That is a python. And these are the littlest snakes in the world. And that next page was the viper snake. So I'm going to put this book down. I'm going to sing our ABC songs and read the ABC book. And then I'll show you what our craft is going to be and a story about snakes. It's not about a viper snake, but a viper snake. Starts with a V sound. Here we go. Dr. Seuss's ABC. Shall we sing it this time? Our ABCs, because these are all the letters. Here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Aren't you happy with me? Dr. Seuss's ABCs. Big A, little a. What begins with A? Who is this? You know. You're right. It is. That's who it is. Let's turn the page and read it. Aunt Annie's alligator. A, A, A. And remember, A is a vowel. It says two sounds. It says it's long sound, A, when it's long, and it says short sound, A. Big B, little b. What begins with B? Barber baby bubbles in a bumblebee. And the sound that the letter B says is B, B, B. Big C, little c. What begins with C? Camel on the ceiling. C, C, C. And the sound that C says is two sounds. Its soft sound is S, and its long sound is K, K, K. Big D, little d. David Donald do dreamed a dozen donuts and a duck dog too. And the sound that D says is D, D, D. A, B, C, D, E. Ear, egg, elephant. E, E, E. And E says two sounds. When it's long, it says its name, E. And it says A when it's short. It is a vowel. E is a vowel. Big F, little f, 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 F. 4 fluffy feathers on a fiffer, feffer, feff. And the sound that F says is f. It's kind of a quiet sound. You put your lip and your teeth over your lip and you say A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Goat girl goo goo goggles. G, G, G. G says two sounds. It is not a vowel, but its soft sound is J, J, and its hard sound is G, G. Big H, little h, hungry horse, hay. Hen in a hat, hooray, hooray. And the H sound that the letter H makes is H, H, H. Big I, little I, I. Ichabod is itchy, so am I. And the I is a vowel, and it says two sounds. It says it's long sound. When it's long, it says its name, I. And when it's short sound, it says I, I. Big J, little j. What begins with J? Jerry Jordan's jelly bar and jar and jam begin that way. And the sound that J says is J, J. Big K, little k, kitten kangaroo, kick a kettle kite in a king's kachoo. And the sound that K says is K, K, K. Big L, little Lulu lap, left leg, lazy lion licks a lollipop. And the sound that L says is L. Big M, little m, many mumbling mice are making midnight music in the moonlight, mighty nice. And they are saying, The sound that the letter M makes is Big N, little n. What begins with those? 9 new neckties and a nightshirt and a nose. The sound that N says is N. O is very useful. You use it when you say, Oscar's only ostrich boiled an orange owl today. And O is a vowel. It has two sounds. It says its name O when it's the long sound, and it says A when it's a short sound. A, B, C, D, E, F, G-H-I-J-K-L-M-N-O-P. Painting pink pajamas, policeman in a pail, Peter Piper's puppy, and now Papa's in a pail. And the sound that the letter P says is p, p, p. Big Q, little Q, what begins with Q? The quick queen of Quincy in her quacking quackaroo. And the sound that the letter Q says is quack, 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 or quack, quack, quack. Big R, little r, Rosie Robin Ross. Rosie's going riding on her big red rhinoceros. I added the word big because it is big, but the word big isn't in there. Big starts with B, but that's okay. So we'll try that again. Rosie's going riding on her red rhinoceros. The sound that the letter R says is R. Big S, little s, silly Sammy Slick, sipped 6 soda and got sick, sick, sick. Now I know we're doing snakes today, but we can't stop here because remember we're doing V, the letter V, so we have to do vampire snakes. So we got to keep going past the viper snakes. Miss Katie just shook her head. She said, it's not a vampire snake, Mrs. Tagg, it's a viper snake. That's okay. I sometimes make mistakes. I'm not perfect. So anyways, we have to keep going past the letter S because we're going to do viper snakes, not vampire. Even though he does have big teeth like a vampire. Here, let's find the letter T, 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 T. What begins with T? 10 tired turtles in a tuttle, tuttle tree. The sound that the letter T says is t, t, t. Big U, little u. What begins with U? Uncle Ub's umbrella in his underwear too. He's got long underwear on. U is a vowel. It says 2 sounds. It says U, its name, when it's the long sound, and it says when it's the short sound. Big V, little v. Vera Violet Vin is very, very, very awful on her violin. The violin is her musical instrument. She doesn't know how to play it very well, so she goes, which means she's very awful. She's got to practice. And this is where we're going to stop, remember? Because we're going to do a viper snake for your craft. But my story is about a fun snake. Let me show you, first of all, this is going to be your snake. Mrs. Tagg's going to draw the circle for somebody in your family, or the lines on the paper plate for somebody in your family to help you cut it out. And then I'll give you some stickers and a big old tongue so you can make a snake. Maybe I should give you some teeth too, because it is a viper snake. I probably will do that. I think so. Put this down. And here's our story. It is called Snakes on a Train. Now, I don't know if any of these are viper snakes on here, but there's a lot of snakes that are riding on this train. This story is written by Catherine Dennis. And believe it or not, we had to borrow this book from another library. I know that Levi has this story at his house right now because he likes to read about snakes. So we borrowed this one from another library. Isn't that nice that they let us borrow their book? Because I wanted to read it. Snakes on a Train by Catherine Dennis. The conductor takes the tickets as the snakes all slither on. The tracks are checked. The whistle blows. It's time to move along. Hiss goes the sound of the train. The train leaves the station as the gears begin to grind. The switcher pulls the handle and the cars slide down the line. Hiss goes the sound of the train. The brake snake stops the train. There's trouble in the back. The flagger waves the signal flag. The train stays on the track. Hiss goes the sound of the train. The train is in the tunnel. It's dark as night inside. All you can see are their eyes. It's so dark in that tunnel. Hiss goes the sound of the train. The train races down the hill. Oh, there he is. That's the back of the train. He goes up and then down as the snake pretend to fly. There's the front of the train. There's the caboose and all the snakes and a piggy. They picked up that pig along the way, remember? A view from high as fish swim by. Hiss goes the sound of the train. The day is coming to an end. It's time for snakes to find their dens. As snakes slither off to sleep, the train rests for the night. Snakes wrap themselves in little balls and tuck their tails in tight. There's his tail, there's his little head. He's sleeping. Shh goes the sound of the train. Now in here, it says the train goes hiss, the whistle of the train, or the sound of the train when it goes hiss, not necessarily the whistle, but the sound as it's going by. What animal makes that hiss sound? You're right, a snake. The snake says hiss, and you might say shh sometimes too, when it's nighttime. Shh. So, take care, everybody. I'll see you another time.